The defense, and they get the first attacking ban. Let's see what the Japanese want to take off the table. Will it be a repeat? Will we see the Ying? That's what I'm expecting personally.
Yeah, much slower bans than the last one. Dokkaebi getting banned out there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Ying and Dokkaebi both great operators. Dokkaebi is a solid counter as well to Maestro. It prevents him from accessing his camera and his evil eyes for quite a little while. So perhaps FAV Gaming really want to be using that Maestro. All right, Aerowolf banning Ying. All right, guys, looks... They're just trying to make me look bad. They're just...
Well, I mean, you were half right. Ying was banned, but by the wrong team.
All right, look, I won't make any assumptions anymore. Everything's got to be safe from now on. So let's make a safe guess. Echo ban, that's 2 maps in a row for Aerowolf. Makes sense.
Mirror.
Expect it to be Mirror?
Yeah, hardballing Mirror.
Mute, there you go.
Mute.
So I really like this. So FAV Gaming have banned out the Dokkaebi. That tells me they're probably going to be playing a bunch of Maestro. And banning the Mute probably tells me they don't want to be dealing with any of that downstairs Mute play. So yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah, very interesting. Very off-meta bans out of FAV, and that's something I really enjoy seeing. Is when teams change out their bans depending on who they're versing. Like, it's something it's a lot more interesting to see, and it's a lot more interesting to break down and see how it plays out over the time. But as we were touching on, we said Thatcher was a strong ban because it allowed Mute to really shine. Well, just get rid of that by just straight up banning Mute. Like why would you even potentially deal with that?
Yeah, you're true. Looks like Thatcher is just a tease. Might be seeing something else. Glaz instead. So, for the first time today, no Montaigne. However, Glaz and Blitz both in conjunction can certainly be lethal.
Interesting to see the Mirror getting 6-picked off. I would have understand her being 6-picked onto, but she's just being 6-picked off entirely. So they're hiding a dock pick here. It
seems a bit weird. Like, why would you hide a dock? Is it?
But
maybe he wants to spawn peek and he doesn't.
This side,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
like Mira is so strong on this side. So I think that if she's up, I think you sort of have to utilize her. The argument could be made that maybe the teams are just so used to playing without her on Oregon at this point that it almost throws a spanner in the works to have her up.
And also some teams are so good at countering her. For example, the heavy smoke strat here makes that Mirror a bit less effective. Surprised that we're not seeing a Maestro. Looks like FAV Gaming playing tricks on me at the moment. They banned the Dokkaebi, but perhaps it was to help their roam game, not expose their positions, rather than to help that Maestro. Look at this.
That is so aggressive. As soon as that gets shot out, he's going to start shooting straight out.
Looks like too much time has elapsed and he's decided to play a bit more passive. So this must be some kind of very free, loose roam from FAV Gaming. All of these operators strong for winning gunfights and playing loosely. No serious commitment to anything like a Maestro or a Mirror.
That Blitz was banned last map.
By Aerowolf, mind you. So
yeah.
They don't want to ban it. They want to use it this time round. Mentalist finds the first kill. The Valkyrie, who is playing so aggressively, has been taken out. What a shot from Mental.
While he was running across the map, managed to put a bullet into his head. That's the Valkyrie being taken off the board.
Oh, what a shot as well.
You can just feel the tension just waiting here, can't you? And we're going to see Aerowolf take full control of this first floor site. I say that, but K-Rays is still hanging around in meeting. I don't think he'll be there for much longer, though. Afro is all the way in the back. He's got himself a very long angle to hold. And Aerowolf, I think they're just going to ignore the meeting hold, I think, or Hysterics is going to single-handedly try and take it out.
The Jaeger has been spotted. Array takes down Afro.
That's that long angle being taken off the board, and a huge fragger. Afro has to go sit down for the rest of this round, but Hysterics finds K-Razor as well, but takes a ton of damage for his troubles. The smoke comes out. Taipon puts one into his pocket in a 1 versus 4. He's managed to get the first one down. Luna pushing his way down. They're going to get the hatch, so we can't play that close aggression anymore. Taipon going to back all the way to the rear of the basement.
It's only a 1 versus 5. Not that hard, Taipon delaying a bit more time by smoking out the stairs. Luna playing smart. 2 smoke grenades prevent his push through, but someone playing the classroom angle, cutting Taipon off. Still no plant being forced just yet. It looks like it's some kind of bait. Just a revive happening for Hysterics as Aerowolf know they have plenty of time to make things happen. We really need to see some drones, in my opinion. A drone go out, drone in the blitz, drone in a refragger for the blitz. Taipon only has the SMG-11. Luna wants to close it out right here. He's just preventing the push in. But no, he gets taken down. Taipon still doing some work. 2 kills in the 1 vs 5, but Hysteric says, let's just finish this right now.
Yeah, Taipon was left with a very difficult task there, wasn't he? The single-man anchor on site, and his entire roam game just gets collapsed and dismantled by Aerowolf without taking a lick of damage, and then he's left in a 1v5.
Did pretty well for it, though.
As an anchor player myself, that is just, you feel so bad for the guy, right? Like, it's just, you sit there and go, it's all right, buddy, we've all been there. Like,
he did some work for it, patting the KD a little bit in that
he did
scenario.
really well.
More so, I'm a bit worried about Aerowolf. You know, there was a really great early take, but at the point where there was a 5 or 4 versus 1, instead of saying, all right, guys, let's refrag it, they just sent in, you know, 1 player at a time. And it's a bit worrying, honestly.
Well, eventually we'll run out of ammo, right?
Yeah, but like...
No, I do agree with you. It was a bit weird. They didn't have anyone there, especially because the SMG-11 has very little ammo in it. They could have very easily sent 3 players down there all at the same time, just to force him to be stuck there with no ammo. Because, of course, he could have switched weapons, but in that time, one of the 3 players would have picked him up.
Look,
even if he picked up 1 or 2.
Why? They're just playing so fight-based. I mean, you know, no utility-based denial of. Yes, they've got this, the C4 from Odin Miso and the gas from Taipon, but the primary stint of the FAV lineup is the fact that they've got these Doc and Rook to challenge angles instead of playing operators such as Maestro that can deny plants and
the
Mira
Rook
that
itself
can.
is interesting as well. Like, if you want to bring the impacts, why not a Legion? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like the reason why you bring Rook now is for his ACOG, which, as you said, they're going to try and utilize that long range. They're going to utilize the long range picks and the gunfights, and that didn't work out for them last round.
Well, K-Rays are in a very aggressive position, a very dangerous position inside of Dining. Gets taken down by Hysterics. 1 player off the board already. And only 3 speed on the lineup as well. Yeah. Second one taken out shortly after by Array. Good flank. So far, very strong positioning and pinching by Aerowolf, taking down 2 roamers in less than 50 seconds.
Yeah, it is not going well for FAV Gaming here, and I feel like FAV, they need to evaluate the strategy. Taking the gunfights really worked for them on Clubhouse. It is not working for them so far in Oregon.
Hysterics cutting off the rotation. Odin Miso in once again, a difficult position. But he still wants to deal some damage. Look at the way he's pre-firing these angles. Delaying a lot of time. But if it gets to be just Taipon, last one remaining, I certainly worry for him. Oh, Odin Miso takes a lot of damage through the wall, but still is staying alive. Hopefully he doesn't waste his C4 so early. Luna Metal looking to push on through the C4. Doesn't find its target. However, Luna taking a lot of damage for his trouble. Looks like Afro wants to play above. Oh, and Taipon, perfect timing, allows Odin Miso the retreat.
Not a moment too soon either, hey. Like, that was aggressive. Afro is sitting in the attic right now. He's getting shot at through the wall. He's going to run out of ammo, has to reload that MP5. But he didn't land anything. But Afro taking a world of hurt, shot through the hatch. His life is forfeit. Hysterics picks himself up, I believe, his 2nd for this round. And now a 2 versus 4. Odin Miso is going to turn that into a 1 versus 4 as he gets dropped by Luna. And it is all up to Taipon. We've seen this before, Dev. I feel like this is a very, very familiar situation to him. And Hysterics gets himself a 3K for the round.
I'm perplexed, Flea. What is FAV doing? Why are they? Why? What? Why?
They need to change their strategy from a very frag-based. They're going basement again. Please no, guys. Change.
The Rook again. Just bring some utility, guys. Like, you don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. We know how to put a mirror. We know where to put the Maestros. It's the roam game dying so early on that's just not working at all. And on top of all that, it's bringing Aerowolf's confidence back. See, I don't mind this. Castle is going to allow that hold in meeting for that much longer.
Rook? Keep the dock. The Rook has less utility.
Impact grenades maybe useful.
But I mean, like, you know, Castle.
Yeah, I know. Like, sometimes it's nice to have a lot of impact grenades. You're going up against a blitz.
I think that it's still, though, it shouts to me just aggression, right? Like, the Castle's going to be up there. They're going to be holding meeting again. The West take is probably still going to come in from Aerowolf, which means they're going to put rotate holes into Kitchen. With the Castle barricade on that front, I wouldn't be surprised to see reinforcements on those front walls. K-Raze is doing one now. Afro's doing the other, as we said. The rotate there into the west side. And this is going to be where they're going to be holding it. So the ACOGs looking straight down through that west side door is how they're going to deal with it. I expect we're going to see a Castle barricade get put on the front door of meeting there. Or the meeting entrance. I think that's the hold we're going to be seeing.
Aerowolf seem to be feeling pretty good about their lineup, not changing much round to round. Looks like a heavy West presence very early as well, once again, from FAV Gaming.
Could just sit in lobby with his ACOG.
I mean, this angle was challenged before by Odin Miso. I don't know why FAV are playing it again. And I mean, Afro in such an exposed position as well to Garage.
Especially because they've been favoring a west side push here. His west flank is completely exposed at this point.
Oh, look, you can see the feet. Oh, and on drone as well. Yep, managed to find Mentalist. Wow, what a great play.
Yeah, so it worked out for them this time. You could argue it wasn't the right choice, but it did work out for them this time, which in the end is pretty much all that matters.
If only Mental didn't press the button to get onto his drone. Would have survived that, but nope, no hard breach now for Aerowolf. Make it a lot more difficult. This could be the round that FAV Gaming wins. See, this is the thing for FAV Gaming. All they've needed really to make all of this work is to just not lose the numbers so early and to deal some serious damage into the utility that the attackers have available. Take out the Blitz or the Hibana early, and well, this time it's the Hibana.
It goes again. Afro gets himself his second. So it's working out this time. Aerowolf, they need to regroup. They've got a 3-man team. They don't have hard breach, so they're going to have to go down one of the stairwells. They do need to regroup. They need to clear out this meeting hall, and they need to do it quickly.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
They need to utilize Lunar Metal's blitz here. They need to utilize the fact that he has a shield, and they just need to just start shoving aggression on this meeting hall.
Looks like they're not going to opt to put meeting presence as of yet. Oh, and a player still above. They haven't fully cleared out the roamers, or they've been allowed to rotate in for a meeting, and Shin just baits it out and now hides, waiting for the push in. What's happening there? Luna, no, Luna!
No! Luna gets killed by his own smoke grenade. And Shin does trade one back though. K-Razor picks up Hysterics, and now we're in a 1 versus 4. Ysera is going to get dusted though, as Afro puts a bullet through his skull.
Finally, FAV Gaming stole one away, but really, that round's on Aerowolf.
Yeah, I agree here. I think that round is entirely on Aerowolf. A couple of individual mistakes, getting on that drone behind the car, as I think Aerowolf probably just got a little bit too confident, I think, might have been the biggest issue. We saw them, you know, in the last 2 rounds, they were pushing as a team through that west section, where this one, we saw a lot more individual pushes, and we saw the individual players just get dumpstered. Like, I think that they need to regroup and re-push back into a team. I think that was what was missing that round from Aerowolf.
Well, it's not going to matter so much for that downstairs bomb site, as it's the top floor we'll be returning to for this round. Still a possibility we'll head back downstairs, but not for another 2 rounds.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
Finally, we see the
7 kills. That man has gone off on Glaz this game so far.
Yeah, doing pretty well for himself on Glaz. I like the way that Aerowolf have been using the Glaz to brute force areas and win these gunfights. Now defending up top, I like the way Taipon is opening all of these vertical holes. This is the kind of stuff that I personally absolutely love.
Yes.
All of these extra angles.
I'm aware, as a mirror main, who generally is the only one on our team who brings a shotgun, I'm aware of how much destruction you like in a map dev.
Because you're the one who spends the entire prep phase doing it for me.
I'm generally trying to set back up, like a minute 30 into the round still, because I haven't placed a mirror. Running all over the map, trying to open holes for you.
You know what you need to do, Flea? You just bring both shotguns, and then you won't even have to reload.
And that's why we're not sitting here.
That's why we're sitting here instead of playing behind the PCs downstairs.
So we are going to be seeing the kids' dorms, as you said, and it looks like we're going to see a very aggressive downstairs hold, potentially from FAV.
I mean, that's the great potential of those holes. You can flank downstairs. You don't have to be there the whole time, but as long as you can get into that position, even when smoked out, Aerowolf are in an exposed position planting on that wall.
And yeah, so we are going to be seeing, unfortunately, a bit of a
technical issue.
Yeah, so instead you get... Hello everyone, welcome back. We are halfway through the... Well, actually not quite halfway through the second map of Aerowolf versus FAV Gaming. I'm Aimflea and I'm joined by DevMiner, of course.
G'day. Good to be back. Good to be...
very good to be back.
It is. Yeah, we had, unfortunately, some technical issues, but yeah, great to be back into it, and I'm keen to see the top floor for the first time. 3 consecutive defenses downstairs didn't work out so well for FAV the first 2 times, but third time's the charm. Yeah,
no, so that is third time is the charm, so we do have to go back upstairs. So as per the rules, we have to have the same spawn points, the same bomb sites, and the same operator picks, right? Because we were into round when unfortunately we were hit with those tech issues. So, but everything does have to be exactly the same. They can, of course, utilize these... utilize the utility differently as they wish, but the same operator's heading into it. So as we touched on before, we saw a lot of destruction out of FAV, right? Like a lot of distraction.
And you can see that it's not just vertical either. We've got this aggressive deployable shield positioned inside of where would typically be thermited open. This could be worked really well.
I mean, it's virtually impossible to stop that wall getting thermited, right? Like, at the end of the day, there's so many different options you can use. You can Thatcher it, you can go downstairs, you can buck it, you can Zofia it, you can even Jackal it if you're running a Jackal. These guys are running an Ash as well, so they can Ash it. At the end of the day, you can even use Hysterics to just destruct the floor below and pick it up from below. So there's a lot of different options for them to open that wall and to stop the utility. So why not, if you can develop a strategy to say, hey guys, we're going to just open it ourselves and hold it aggressively. It works for them, it works for them. Shin all the way in this top tower though.
Potentially ready for a flank to shoot. Open up one of these windows and shoot out towards the west side, but his rotation has been cut off by Lunametal. Not a great position for Shin to be in for the whole round. He's going to have some kind of impact because, of course, he can't utilize his Echo drone or, you know, Maestro device, nothing like that on site. He doesn't even have intel from Valkyrie cameras. So it's a bit of a risk, but he has a 3-speed to make that rotation back to site nice and swift. And could take out Hysterics now if he has the intel for it.
Yeah, absolutely he could, but the entrance, it does look like it's going to be in through garage first up, and they're going to start clearing from that side. Shin has started making his way down. I'll have to see what he can find. Realized he's not going to be pushed in tower, so he's called a different bomb site, or a different push, sorry, should I say, to what they were considering. Shin's instead going to be holding angles into garage. He had one in kitchen on his back. Odin Miso getting a couple of shots being put his way by Ysera, but nothing coming of it just yet. Ysera picks up the roaming Shin though, so that finally stops. Now Ysera knows one's there. As that concussion bind goes off. Odin Miso takes a ton of damage. He needs to get out of dodge, but he will get the kill. Lands that headshot, but he gets down for his troubles. K-Rays are going to attempt to revive here. It's going to cost him his life though. So now 2 FAV members are down in Armory, and they're going to get picked up there.
Wow, what a good play from Aerowolf. The way that they flushed out the player inside of Armory, using vertical play as well. Hysterics now spots out one player inside. Oh, and just pre-firing it is enough to take out Taipon. And
tanks the smoke and just fires straight the way through. So he was taking damage from this gas grenade the whole time. Doesn't care. I'm just going to get the frag before I die.
A very convincing round for Aerowolf. Good attack. And a bit of a repeat of the first 2 rounds, and real pity to me that FAV, the beautiful hold that the beautiful setup that we saw from them, all that destruction, just didn't really come into the equation at all due to the fact that they lost the player inside of Armory, they lost the second player attempting to aid that person in Armory, they lost their roamer, and really that's all. Then they've just got 1 player left, and poor Taipon, he can't be expected to do everything, can he?
Yeah, well, you know, that was exactly what happened in those first 2 rounds as well. You know, Taipon left in a 1v5 and then a 1v4. You know, I think that's very reminiscent of how the defenses are going for FAV right now, is Taipon just being left in a very harsh situation.
Looks like no changes on the FAV gaming front, except for one. And that's Shin playing the Valkyrie. Something I mentioned earlier is really the fact that playing inside of the tower, he didn't have any intel on knowing when to peek outside.
They're going to do this aggressive hold again. So they've impact naded open that wall into the wardrobe, and they're probably going to put the shield in there again. So it didn't really do much, as they didn't really get to a point where it could do much at that point. Like, that hold would only really stop anything coming in through Master Bedroom way, right? Like, that's the point of it. But if they're not going to put any emphasis on Master Bedroom, that whole setup is a bit of a waste. Well, it's not really a waste, but it's just them avoiding that utility.
I expect Aerowolf will probably attempt the same kind of clear starting on the east side.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing a castle on that wardrobe door as well. So they have to blow open the castle, and then they have to get through that shield. So I just think that'd be a really nice adaptation to see that set up.
Looks like Luna also pushing from garage again. Odin Miso going to be expecting this kind of angle and might actually have an angle pre-opened. Looks like not so far. Luna Metal just droning himself, assuring that he's not going to be flanked easily while he wants to put this vertical pressure on upstairs. Ray taking a huge amount of damage, but not quite finished as of yet. All the way inside of the showers, picking a very, very long angle towards the Maestro.
Yeah, and getting a buck kill this early could be big, but I think a Ray is going to be picked up fairly safe, as the player on the white stairs there has just pieced out a little bit. Luna and Shin could potentially run into each other here. Shin is still playing up in tower, but his patience gets the better of him, and he walks his way back down. But you can see that crouch. He's actually walking, which is something you don't see a lot of in these games. But making sure he doesn't make noise.
He has opened up one of these windows now, so he does have angles towards the kids' rappel, and potentially could even flank towards where Ysera is playing on the
that was where he died
rappel.
from last time.
It is, and well, you can see how aware Ysera is of those angles, but he can't watch all of them at once, and Shin finds Hysterics. Doing a good job so far playing inside of the tower. This armory take not working quite as well as it did in the last round.
No, they haven't been able to push it out just yet. There's a lot of angles they have to play with. K-Rays are coming in to try and help. The nades coming in as well. Odin Miso has wasted so much utility here, and he is still alive. Needs to be very careful through the floor, but Ysera as well trying to get aggressive, and Odin Miso has to watch everywhere. He's now got a third angle from the front door to be aware of as well, but he gets down. They haven't managed to kill him just yet, as they do need to reload. Array, unfortunately, not being able to pick up the kill credit.
Oh my god, just hovering over Luna Metal's head through the wall. K-Razor potentially going to spray through. Luna finally cleans up K-Razor's teammate.
Odin Miso wasted so much time in utility, though. With 25 seconds left, they only have control of the armory.
This is the strategy for FAV Gaming, delaying time and allowing these late round rotations for their team. Aerowolf don't know where the aggression is going to come from. It's going to come from their own team. Array finds one onto his own teammate. Just Array and Mentalist left. K-Razor dealing some damage. Taipon finally finishing off Array. And Taipon getting the last one onto Mental as well. FAV Gaming secure the top floor bomb site.
Yes, they managed to get it, and that went much better for them, and I think that comes down to that armory take. Unfortunately, they could not flush Odin Miso out of there. He managed to maintain a calm head, well, calm enough to be in a safe spot time and time again. He managed to avoid the angles they were trying to get him at. He managed to avoid all the utility they sent his way. 2 grenades. How many Zofia charges? I think they used the 2 concussion grenades on him. I'm pretty sure they used at least 1 of the explosive shells on him as well. So I think he wasted so much of Aerowolf's utility and time. So I think that round was won off the back of Odin Miso.
Finally, the Blitz is making a return as the laundry and supply room bomb site in the basement is re-unlocked. FAV Gaming failed at this twice and then finally had success when they brought in a castle. But
not bringing the castle this time.
No, I mean, it wasn't the castle that caused them to bring success, but it was the one operator change that they made. I don't know, it's a bit confusing, this whole, I mean, it's confusing because it's so simple, right? FAV Gaming is the idea is simply, you know, pick these operators that they're comfortable in taking these long-range gunfights, enable a lot of early rotations and some token reinforcements to allow a nice hold in meeting, and then just win gunfights and play freely and play off each other. And Aerowolf really did so well at countering that for 2 rounds in a row, and then FAV finally had some success. But when you win, when you get 1 kill off a cheeky angle, like when Afro took down Mentalist outside of the main lobby, that's the kind of thing that doesn't happen twice in a row.
Yeah, I think that they're not going to fall for that this time, and he's not going to make the same mistake. You were correct. It's something that doesn't happen a second time. These guys are here because they learn from their mistakes, and that's why they're the best players in their regions. So I think that they're definitely not going to fall for the same stuff. Lunar Metal already making his way in through the bathroom. Shin gets exposed, and he has to back out. K-Razor, though, finds the head of Lunar Metal. That's that blitz off the table, and that aggression from Dining has caught him off guard.
Not expecting the push in, but Hysterics picks himself up another kill, doing well. A lot of damage onto Odin Miso as well, but still Odin playing inside of the kitchen. Glaz can tear apart that wall and start to engage some of these long angles, and a trade directly between the 2 of them. Evens up the man count both ways, 3 versus 3 now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he shot there and landed that, but yeah, he ends up dying for his troubles, though. He does actually get the kill in return. So 3 to 3, though. Health advantage still laboring with FAV, but not by much.
Really destroying the heavy utility operators of the Blitz and the Glaz so early is massive boon for FAV Gaming, taking out so much of the teeth that Aerowolf had to work with. Still a lot of utility, as you can see, in Ysera's pocket, but it's just not the same as having that incredibly forceful utility of the Blitz and Glaz.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it utility. I'd call it the... I'd probably call it more the fierceness of the 2 operators, right? Like the pressure of the 2 operators. Glaz and Blitz create a lot of pressure, and they now have lost all that pressure.
Wow, and look at the way that the Aerowolf has exposed the position of Taipon. However, it does enable Taipon to push through. Speaking of pushing, Shin knows that it's his time to shine, pushing into the kitchen now, potentially attempting to be flushed out. He has to play defensively, but he finds one kill amidst the ruckus. Whipping out the pistol now, playing safe. Taipon getting aggressive on the stairs is taken out, and Shin peeking aggressively with the pistol. Not a smart move at this juncture. Just the 2 GIGN operators remaining, both of whom are not on the bomb site. Mental is pushing inside. He's planting, but he might be spotted out.
He can hear, Afro can hear the plant, right? So it's going down. Shin has killed 1. The plant actually manages to go down. Afro picks up Mentalist for it, though, and now with no one left alive, FAV is going to pick up the round.
And Shin just giving his teammate a bit of juice at the end there. I really like that from FAV. Look, I mean, I like it. I've harped on about the way that they've been playing with their non-utility-based operators. Yeah, I mean, it's plays, good plays that have been making it happen. I'm actually really surprised that Afro pushing towards the rear stairs worked out. I mean, Aerowolf had to know, all right, we know one's near the lobby, but where's the second one? Where is that Rook? If he's not with Shin flanking, and he's not on site, then my next guess is he's at Big Tower. And if he's at Big Tower, then the spot where Mentalist planted is an incredibly exposed position. Now, Luna lost the 1v1 against Shin in the lobby, so Mental was caught between 2 positions, one coming from Tower and one operator coming from the lobby. Not a great position to be in.
Yeah, not a great position at all, but we'll have to see how FAV are going to go on their attacks. They've had a very mixed bag on their defense. I think the change that they made from just outright aggression to controlled aggression is what allowed them to be more successful after the break. Right after the rehost, I think it allowed them to be that bit more successful was how they controlled their aggression.
Got to agree with you there. And now that we switch sides, Aerowolf are going to show us their laundry room defense. A lot of frag-heavy operators, but still some kind of utility and some kind of versatility as well with the 3 speeds rather than going for those 1 speeds with their ACOGs. Aerowolf likely going to be contesting closer range gunfights and using their crossfires and utility to help them, especially those airline mines, a bit like pieces of barbed wire, but they also telegraph to your team where the players are if someone walks into them. Obviously proximity detonated, and also really disrupts an attacker who pushes in. So I expect to see Ysera show up big, hopefully holding inside of kids' dogs.
Very interesting setup. 2 barbed wires up top, a lot of rotates, a lot of hatch destruction, sorry, and reinforcements down in kitchen as well. Like, it's a very aggressive setup from Aerowolf here. They're really leaning into their roamers in this setup and giving them a lot of utility to work with, but they've just abandoned all the utility on top floor as well, though.
It's quite distinctive as a difference that Aerowolf specifically say, okay, we're going to hold this area, we're going to roam in it, but we're going to use our utility. It's like Array, for example, playing up the top floor. T3 of tower has been flushed out a little bit, but so far not taken down. Spots the rappel zipline.
Oh.
A grenade potentially going to come out. He wants to get aggressive onto it, but still the attacker playing passive. Ysera's here to help. Rotated over from the kids' dorms. A smart
move.
There are
4 members of FAV down the bottom of that tower, right? Like, you can get aggressive all you want. You can run away all you want, but at the end of the day, there are so many members of FAV sitting out the bottom of that tower.
Oh, no. The grenade is escaped, but the L85 is not for Array. Just Ysera now playing inside of the tower, and players on all sides.
It took them almost half the round to get that 1 kill, right? So they now have control of the tower. They don't have full control of the tower because Ysera's there, but he's going to probably piece back down. I don't expect him to get much more. Yeah, I don't expect him to be very happy with it. He might go sit in Harry Potter, but
yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing just under the stairs. Ysera decides it's safe for him to move off back into the bomb site. A smart move, I think. And still no west clear from FAV either, so
Mental is really aggressive on those main stairs.
Yeah, and I mean, overall, a lot of aggression on the west side. Still Shin attacking over there, but the defender's still allowed to roam free. We saw Legion playing on the west side roam still. It'll come down to how this final push from the tower side can execute for FAV Gaming. 50 seconds.
Yeah, they're sort of running out of time here. They haven't managed to take control, like that much control of the map at this point, right? So they're doing a north side push, a tower push. So they're going to take control of tower, take control of attic, take control of meeting hall, and then they try and clear out of the actual site itself. It's a lot that they have to try and do, but Lunar Metal going to take out Typon as he just gets caught out. Hysterix has made his way up into classroom as well. Saban is coming through. He could potentially stop the lobby hatch being blown. They know he's there, and yes, he does. 15 seconds left. The hatch wasn't exposed. Ysera picks up the kill credit onto K-Razor. Afro gets one back. Hysterix gets one for himself. Shin picks up a beautiful flick there onto Hysterix. The blind fire coming out. Mentalist puts an end to him, though. And then knife misses, but the defenders come out with the ITA kill from Luna.
There's that shotgun that you were talking about, Flea. Your favorite shotgun.
The ITA, it's even the short one, so it's not even. He's not even running the ITA long. He's running the ITA short. But Arrow have come out with that win in a very chaotic last 15 seconds.
I think that there was a bit of a lack of direction from FAV Gaming and just not quite controlling Aerowolf on the west side, but not also kind of hoping to push somewhat from the west side. You saw Hibana attempting to open lobby hatch. Like, you can't do that when you haven't even cleared west side. And on top of that, it did take quite a long time, as you said, to clear out the tower. FAV just didn't have what they needed to force themselves into that bomb site. But this time they've got the blitz, which might make the difference.
Yeah, it certainly can. And Kitchen as their second bomb site.
Hey, I rate it. I don't mind at all. It's nice to see.
They do have the mirror. Mirror is very powerful on this bomb site.
And the Maestro as well. I think Maestro
They're not
even
running
more
a
so.
thermite. So if they do manage to destroy 1.5 of the Hibana pallets.
Look at this setup with the 2 deployable shields next to each other, one of which is bandited. Is this potentially going to aid Hysterics in bandit tricking the wall aggressively, attempting to stay safe from the north doorway?
That could be it. I think that probably will be what we're looking at. Is the front one that's banded? Yes, it is. So it's a lot of utility they have to get rid of just to try and stop Hysterics. So he's going to place both batteries.
Oh, even better.
Wow. No. Okay, going to go with the side instead. Okay.
All right, interesting, interesting. I actually do quite like the mirror on that double reinforced wall. It can give you a little bit of intel, and also it can help just make a bit of a mess of things if you pop it late round. But it's really going to hinge on how much damage, how effectively will the Aerowolf utility on the north side prevent any kind of push from that north door and any counter of where the bandit is sitting.
Yeah, you could see Typon there really looking for any potentially Valk cams out the front. Hysterics. The one bad thing about Hysterics sitting there is it really doesn't allow him to escape, right? Like, he does his job, but eventually his life will be forfeit.
Look at the amount of ADSs. There's just so much utility invested into this area. It's going to take 2 Zephyr charges to destroy those deployable shields, and, well, they'll get caught in those ADSs. And even if those Zephyr charges are used on the shields, and there's still the Maestro device to deal some damage, Odin Miso wasting some of the ADSs using his stun grenades. Just checking some of the normal spots for runouts and Maestro cameras.
But they've seen the mirror on that side as well. They can't, I don't think they can pop the canister, but they can see the black mirror there as well.
Hysterics also has some very cheeky angles that he can use looking towards them. Meanwhile, the Showers take is making some progress. However, Mentalist standing fast. One of the deployable shields has been taken down, and Fav, look, and they're seeing double as the other deployable shield still remains. That mirror now popped, exposes Hysterics to the hallway.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of this mirror now. So Hysterics now is covered off from 2 different angles. I don't think they're even going to try and open this wall here. There's a Claymore being placed, and that's a headshot for Hysterics. Odin Miso is going to spend the game thinking, why don't I have faster reactions? But K-Rays are going to pre-fire it and take out Hysterics. His life is forfeit. Array and Shin just sort of staring at each other, having a party. 2-man party, and only Array and Shin are invited.
But meanwhile, on the bomb site, the Executors attempting to come out. Still, the main wall intact, but K-Razor getting himself right into the default plan spot. Mentalist takes down the distraction player. K-Razor has to make the difference. Typon finds one. Mentalist with a team kill. Again, Aerowolf, 2 team kills so far. Just 2 players left for Aerowolf to make this happen, and the Blitz is not going to make it easy for Array.
He sees him though, Mentalist. Mentalist is there to save his teammate, which is all they need, and now the 2 of them can focus on getting this diffuser disrupting this diffuser, but they have a long haul ahead of them. They have a weird angle that they have to take it from. And Fav is going to be doing all they can. And K-Razor not with a lot of health left around, but he's got the flank. No, he misses. He gets the shot, though, but Mentalist trades him straight back out. Mentalist now, he only has to deal with 1, and he had no health. K-Razor gets taken off the board. Mentalist has the time to get this defuse, and Aerowolf is going to take their 2nd defense round in a row.
You were telling me that you really want to see Mentalist step up and show us that he deserves a spot on this team, and I think that that's it. That's it, Chief.
There it is. And, you know, we've definitely got it here. So they are going to have to go top unless they do decide to go into the tower, which at this point I'm not going to put it past them. But no, there we go. Top floor being taken.
Only 2 rounds away from a potential win for Aerowolf, turning us into map 3. Certainly where they want to be headed.
It's definitely where they want to be headed.
Long road ahead for Aerowolf to make this comeback happen.
It's where I want to see them go as well, right? Like, I really want a map 3. I think map 3s are so intense. They're so great. And especially if it's as close as what this map has been so far, it'll be great.
We'd love to see what these 2 teams have planned for Bank should we make it there. Fav certainly have something to say about it, though. They want
to close it out in 2.
Yeah, oh man, and they were dominant on map number 1. They were so very dominant, and map 2 has just not been quite the same for them.
No, it really hasn't, but We are going to see, again, you know, reinforcements downstairs in that kitchen. It's very similar to what their basement hold looks like, actually.
Yeah, lots of pressure inside of inside downstairs, and I mean, I like the ability to roam freely, especially with the Valkyrie. Still, all 3 Valkyrie cameras still in hand, potentially to be thrown outside. You can throw a nice Valkyrie camera into this drone hole as well.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cams to place. It gets a lot of utility and it's really hard to spot.
Yeah, unless if, of course, you're familiar with that camera placement, and then sometimes it's just a case of checking off all of the normal camera placements. It has kind of come into the norm more, and we did see in the earlier rounds some of the FAV Gaming players checking that drone hole for a camera or a Maestro device. But it looks like what we're seeing from Aerowolf is heavy pressure inside of Armory, similar to what we saw from FAV. Now, Aerowolf dealt with this very well when they were attacking. Let's see if FAV can do the same.
Yeah, they're going to need to push Ysera out of the Armory here. Personally, I'd rather see Ysera fall back. I'd rather see him retreat out a little bit and save his life. But of course, that time frame is slowly going to tick away, and it just depends on how much, whether that trade-off of saving his life is worth it, or whether the trade-off of wasting time is worth it.
Ysera can use his gas grenades to prevent Shin from pushing in. Array finds one.
Downtown run out from the west stair, from the white stairs window. Manages to pick up one. They do lose Hibana. That is their heavy. That's their heavy breach out. So you know they're not going to be able to take out the reinforced walls. So they're going to have to change their strategy here.
Looks like Shin's going to commit to these Armory stairs, but the gas is making it take a lot longer than he'd like. And still, there's some pressure inside of meeting. As Array makes himself known. Oh, in the retreat! Shin does spot it out.
At the right time. That is a great play from Ysera. He manages to get out alive, waste all that time, and still gets out alive. It's just going to be, that's just disappointing for FAV. Like, you watch it and just go, yep, okay, guys, that's just all that was for nothing.
No hard
flush
breach.
him out of his next position.
No hard breach remaining for FAV Gaming. Aerowolf still holding fast, and still we have Lunar Metal and Array able to roam freely based on the information from these Valkyrie cameras. The execute from FAV Gaming has to come fast, and it has to come hard.
Yeah, well, Shin does have the diffuser right now, so we could plant with the diffuser, sorry, with the shield on his back as Array gets another one, picks up K-Razor. Array is just running circles around the FAV Gaming attack right now. He is sowing chaos. And, yep, Shin is trying to pick up that kill. He gets it as the C4 gets thrown. He's now going to go for the plant. He's safe behind the reinforced wall. Typon with a Legion Mine in his shield, in his foot, sorry, picks up one. Has to pull out his secondary. He's going to take out. What is this from Typon? That is a quick 3K from Typon as he gets pushed from everywhere. And that only leaves Array now in a 1 versus 3.
He's gotten 2 kills so far, just 2 to make it happen, but behind the blitz, Typon secures his 4th kill for the round. What an incredible round from the Sledge player. FAV Gaming have a reply for Aerowolf sweep.
They certainly do, and a very, very good round from FAV. After losing their Hibana, I was really worried that Aero was going to be able to take another round off them, but you know, they kept cool, calm, and collected, and they just walked their way into sight, utilizing Blitz's front shield to its potential. And I think that that round was definitely won for me when, you know, they picked up the mirror kill. I think that was when the round was won for me. The plant was a surefire going to go down at that point. There was no way they could interrupt it. And I think that, you know, it just meant that the retake had to happen. So all they had to do was cover off their angles. Typon definitely the MVP of that round.
Yeah, there was certainly some opportunity for Aerowolf to make a comeback at the point when the mirror had been killed and the plant was about to go down, but that opportunity was completely destroyed by Typon with that strong hold. He's been doing some serious work on the Sledge, and that's where he'll be staying for this next round.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a good move for him. He's done really, really well. So back down to the basement again. Here we are for Aerowolf. This was a very chaotic round the last time we had to deal with that, so I'll be very interested to see what FAV are going to do differently this time, because the chaos did not work in their favor as they were just picked apart as they tried to drop hatch.
Yeah, I mean, the tower push is something we've seen work fairly consistently for a lot of teams, but it's also something that has to be done right. There's could be a lot of issues with it. You tend to need a lot of numbers, and you need something to brute force your way into the bomb site. Interestingly though, FAV Gaming don't bring the blitz when they go for this tower push. They have been bringing the blitz on their other attacks, and it's been working wonders for them in that forceful need to push through. But no, instead Shin on the Ash, and not doing so much work on it last time he was attacking this bomb site.
Yeah, I really want to see how they're going to go this time around. Hysterics covering off this west side, and it does look like it's going to be another tower push. Array's up here, and I think we saw him drop. Yeah, he did drop.
I think holding... Oh, wow.
No, okay, so they were aware of it, but now they know that someone is there.
Holding the T3 of tower is something that can work very well with this alibi, but no, Jaeger makes it very difficult to have any safe position.
Yeah, Ysera is getting covered off from a couple of directions here. The nade isn't going to get anything. I believe Taipon's just droning out that third floor, and then we'll be pushing down. Array and Ysera need to probably fall back. A lot of pressure is being applied to them, and they're going to do just that as Array goes down into the basement, and Ysera goes into the attic.
Ysera rotating to the west side.
Going to meet up with Hysterics, and this very... Ooh. What was...
It was
that was
he shot
a... Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these Prismas seem to be working pretty well. It can give Aerowolf a decent idea of where FAV are coming from. Ysera could even, if he wished to do so, sit inside of that alibi device. I think it might even catch someone.
Please tell me no Array. If that's an angle... Manages to not get anything, unfortunately, but a really nice angle. Shin's taking a bit of damage here on this Ash. It's very odd you see an IGL play Ash.
It's happened in the past, and
a bomb has been located.
You know, Shin's not necessarily being relied upon to make these big impact kills. He's just relied upon to make this late flank.
Oh, no, Odin Miso picks up the kill. Array just not quite aware of his surroundings.
Oh, but this could be the flank that Hysterics needs. He gets the diffuser down inside of the meeting hole, but Luna Metal team kills Hysterics. Didn't communicate that one, and my God, that's 3 team kills for Aerowolf. Bingo. Another kill potentially going to come for Mentalist as Luna Metal's jumped once again into the fray. Afro dealing serious damage. It's the impact frag onto Mental. Just Luna left, but what a shot. Just IGL versus IGL. Luna Metal versus Shin. Who's going to find it?
Luna is the one who comes out on top. There's your answer, Dev. And was that actually an ace for Luna Metal?
It was pretty well close, and even if he didn't find 5 enemies, yeah, he found it. He did find Hysterics.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to make your fraggers sit down.
Ace? like, yeah. So a 4K for Luna in that, plus Hysterics. So, but I mean, worthy sacrifice?
Easily.
Yep.
Easily. It's always worth it to sacrifice Hysterics. Even if you're not going to get a kill. It's just like at the start of a round, just like team kill Hysterics, like, thank you to a sacrifice to the Siege Gods. For good luck.
The Siege Gods need their payment. And it definitely worked out there. Aerowolf come out 6-4. They are now on a match point. They only need 1 round to send us through to map number 3 here.
Yeah, but I'm feeling like FAV. Now that they've brought out the Blitz again, I'm feeling a bit more confident in them. I definitely think that whatever Shin is trying to accomplish on this solo push of the west and south sides on that downstairs tower take, I don't feel like Shin's been doing it. No offense to him, it's just like I haven't seen him show up in that position, so perhaps the Blitz is what they do need in these rounds. Certainly worked well for them last time they attacked this bomb side.
This is the only round that they've lost so far on their defense, right? They could have gone back to Kitchen, having won it previously. Do you think the Kitchen was probably more of a cheese strat at this point?
Perhaps. I think that, you know, sometimes there was a huge amount of utility and investment in the strategy on Kitchen, and it means that in those few minutes that FAV have to deal with it, they might not fully you know, interpret all of it and then figure out the best way to deal with it. Whereas now that FAV have done it once, they already have that information. They can formulate a better counter for it. Whereas now upstairs, Aerowolf seem to have more faith in their hold.
It's interesting to me that they have more faith in their upstairs that they lost. I suppose if they feel like they're going to get counter push from it, it definitely makes a bit more sense from there. But FAV going to enter in through the armory. This is something they did really well last time, actually. Not through the army, sorry, in through the garage. Ysera going to take out Typhon's drone.
I'm interested that Ysera isn't actually utilizing any vertical holes to try and put pressure on the players downstairs in garage. And in fact, he's just trying to aggressively peek this player on the rappel. Not a wise position. You can see the angles that Typhon have and not really contestable for Ysera.
I want to see him jump out. But Array is going to take out Shin. That's the Blitz being taken off the table. A beautiful flank kill from Array. Playing Pulse down in the basement.
Switched off of the Valkyrie, but the Pulse can have a very similar effect in the short range. Now Ysera's opening up these vertical holes, being disrupted now by those Thea charges. Yep, works both ways. Typhon droning out the situation. Oh, and sees the feed, but doesn't land the lethal blow.
How is he not dead yet? He's dead
He's
now.
about to be.
Yep. He gets a bucked. Afro actually ends up taking it with a with that lifeline kill.
Explosive charge. Sometimes underestimated how much damage those things can deal and how much that can affect where a player is. And of course, the amount of damage Ysera received from elsewhere. Wow, Array's taken out all through the wall.
Whoa.
That's so unfortunate. That was just a random spray. But that may have been the impact frag that FAV needed to spearhead this round. They don't have their blitz, so Shin on comms.
They're sort of running out of time too. Like they need to start making this move now, but they're really starting to apply the pressure.
Still, the utility's been well used. Hysterix finds Odin Miso. 3 versus 3. Kit down, and oh no! Hysterix in another power play position, takes one down again, and with a Goo-Mine on the diffuser. Oh, Hysterix solo holding inside of Generator. It's just up to Afro, the big man himself. Can he find the 3K that his team needs to save the map? No!
He can't.
Lunar Metal secures map number 2 for Aerowolf.
Yeah, Hysterix, what a fantastic hold there. He gets the diffuser and then just sits tight. He's got his goo mines there. They let him know when someone pushes up, and he gets the frags, gets the kills that he's looking for. Aerowolf taking this to map number 3, though.
And a well-deserved MVP for Hysterix. He may have been the sacrificial lamb in some rounds, but he was certainly, I think he was sacrificed in the earlier round just so he could be imbued with extra energy.